If there was an
definitely think
empty
they
tomb.
ate him. You still have a ritual of eating the body and blood of
So
Christ.
that's what I'm saying.
They literally ate people
so
back then. They ate black people for one, to
I'm
gain our
saying,
powers.
Yeah,
So
I'm
if they
saying
thought Jesus was
the tomb
powerful.
was heavily guarded. So who's eating it? Who's
They ate him. They ate him. Oh my. This is where we're at now. Jesus' tomb was empty, maybe because they ate him. What are we talking about?
One of the other things is the Quran. You mentioned the Quran. I would like to remind you that the Quran and the Bible came from the same place.
No, they did not.
Yes,
They
that's
absolutely
the
did
trail
not.
of the
Allah
Abraham.
and our true God are not.
She tried to get you over, maybe crash with that one.
So my first prompt is the historical evidence for Jesus Christ, including his life, crucifixion, and resurrection, is evidence that God exists. Ultimately, the crucifixion of Jesus Christ is a well-known historical attested event, not only from biblical sources, but also extra-biblical sources. And I know often a lot of atheists are like, oh, if God's real, why doesn't he prove it? How come he just doesn't come down and show us? But the thing is, he already did. He came through Jesus Christ. And this was actually confirmed by historical evidence outside the Bible. So just wanted to know your thoughts about that.
I don't believe that's true. I don't believe that's true because people have always historically created evidence for what they want to be true so they can control others.
Mm-hmm.
If someone such as Jesus existed, I personally believe he was a revolutionary and perhaps destroyed for his beliefs, and then his words used to create more propaganda. Same as how Martin Luther King is used now to preach peaceful protest when really he was asking us to be more demanding of our rights. But yeah, I don't want to go into one.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. So you said you don't believe that happened.
I didn't hear a single piece of like evidence. No, well, because this and this. That was just basically I don't believe because, yeah, I don't believe.
Have you actually done the research, or is it just like a blind faith type of thing?
I have. I have studied it.
So
as
what
well.
have you found based on the historical evidence?
There's not really a lot of historical scientific evidence.
There's a lot. There's Roman historians, there's Jewish historians, there are several historians outside the Bible. Those who didn't even like Jesus, they had no skin in the game regarding Jesus. We have Josephus, we have Tacitus, we have Pliny the Younger. These are all people who despise Christians but still recorded the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. So, the Bible says, seek me and you'll find me if you search for me with all your heart. And ultimately, I feel like the reason why you don't want to see is because you
Let me let her finish.
haven't really looked. You said you found the evidence, but you can't really show it. So I'm not just making up a story. Jesus actually died. He was crucified under Pontius Pilate, the Roman Empire, and this is historical evidence.
I like this sister. Oh, I like this sister. Yo, she hit it right on the head. No, they loved, I did studies. No, you did not. No, you didn't. No, you did not. She's lying. Because if you actually look into the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus with an open heart, you will see the truth. When I did it myself, I was scared to do it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll be real. I was scared to do it because I was scared to either find out it wasn't true, then what? And I was also scared because if I looked into it and I realized, when I realized oh no, this is legit, this is truly true, and this is what all the evidence points to, I was like, oh, I'm cooked. Cause I was spitting in God's face on the daily. And I was just when I did do my investigating and I realized how much evidence for the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus is, and I was a little scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little scared because I looked at it in the aspect of God is about to punish me. Now I realize God is about to punish me for all my sins that I committed against him when I wasn't saved. And I kind of looked into that, and I was pointed to this verse that But when I came across this verse, I thought I hit the lottery. I was like, oh, thank the Lord. Psalms 103, verse 8 through 10. The Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love. He will not always chide, nor will he keep his anger forever. He does not deal with us according to our sins, nor repay us according to our iniquities. When I read that took a huge load off my back. Pause. Cause I always had like this sense, like, yeah, logically, I did this wrong. I deserve the same thing done back to me because that's what I did. Then like reading that, no, the Lord does not treat us in that way. He doesn't look at us and say, well, you sinned this way, so I'm going to make this exact same thing happen to you now for you to learn. I was paranoid that I was cooked now. I thought God was about to release his full wrath on me.
I don't disbelieve that Jesus lived or died. Absolutely. And I think that that's probably true. But the resurrection is another thing. There's never been any evidence of a resurrection. And you say that there's evidence that I think he was a prophet, like the Buddha or Muhammad, but I don't believe that he came back. And
His son, patience was something I always struggled with. And it's funny that I'm doing this now because the Lord is really building like patience up in me. But it's something, and it's like the Spirit always convicts me because I get, it really boils my blood when they disrespect my Lord like that. When he was a prophet like Muhammad or Joseph Smith. No, he was not. No, he was not. Them frauds. No, he was not. And it's so disrespectful to me. And I always remember like, when I was living in sin, I was disrespecting God on the daily. So I got to have grace. I got to have grace for people that do disrespect my Lord like that. Because I was disrespecting him. And it's so, it just, it makes, it really gets on my nerves. It's just, yeah, it bothers me, but I can't say anything about it because I disrespect God when I sin. So I can't, how can I get on here and freak out on somebody for disrespecting my Lord when I do it myself?
you've got to figure that at the time when Jesus did live, most of the people were illiterate. They couldn't read, they couldn't write. And if you've ever played telephone when you were a kid, one person starts a story, then it goes to the next, then it goes to the next. And by the end, it changes. And the Bible was not written until 300 some odd years after Jesus died. So who knows what happened to the story?
That's not true. So you said,
as Leonessa, I've researched it,
yeah.
and
Well, let me
it is
correct your
absolutely
facts.
true.
I'll just.
Let me let my sister cook right here. I like her. I follow her on Instagram. She be cooking.
Let me just respond. She said the Bible was written 300 years after Jesus died. That's not true. The Bible has been written 2,000 years, 2,000 years across 40 different authors. You may have meant the Gospels may have been written after Jesus died, but they weren't written 300 years later. They were written about maybe 40 to 60 years after he died. But we also have Old Testament prophecies that came 400 years before Jesus, prophesying his crucifixion, prophesying his resurrection. So just to fact check you on that, even with the game of telephone that you say, we have the Gospels, the 4 eyewitness accounts. They all have the same systematic message. So even amongst the Gospels of these 4 eyewitness accounts, they are the same. And we have manuscripts, thousands of them, that actually show that they're all consistent. Yes.
Oh, she's cooking right now. She going crazy right now. She's going crazy right now.
I do believe there is some documentation that this person called Jesus existed. I do believe there's documentation, not extensive, but some that does document the crucifixion. My hypothesis is that he was the Martin Luther King, the Mahatma Gandhi, the Bernie Sanders of his day. He was the person.
I know she just compared my Lord to Bernie Sanders. What are we talking about, man? What? Oh my goodness, what? I think it's so sad. if I'm being real here, all jokes aside, I think it's so sad. At her age, she lived her whole life. She's probably in her 80s or 90s, and she's still rejecting Jesus. Like, it's sad. It's sad. And it just makes me thankful that God saved me and he sought me out and saved my life, because that could have been me. If God just left me over to my own pride and ego and self-righteousness, that would have been me. I would have lived my whole life with myself at the center and would have wasted my whole life away. Would waste my whole life away rejecting him. Like, not living up to my fullest potential always been my biggest fear in life. And that's what kind of propelled me to like work really hard in my career. And it never satisfied me. Because I thought not living up to my biggest potential was not excelling to the max at my career, but really not living up to my biggest potential is not serving God as best as I can. And that's exactly what I was doing when I was putting my career and my will first instead of putting God's will first. And that's why I was never satisfied. No matter how much money I made, no matter what clients I worked with, it never satisfied me because I was satisfying my flesh. I was trying to satisfy my flesh. And when you satisfy the flesh, it always wants more. It's just the next bar instead of focusing on what God wants. And that's where I've been finding true fulfillment in.
Who was rebelling against the theocracy that existed with the Sadducees and Pharisees in line with the banksters, the bankers, and the Roman Empire, the corporate and the merger of state and government. And he preached a gospel of social justice and doing unto others and equality. I do not deny any of that because that is true. I really believe that that there was a Jesus and he served a very important purpose. But on the other hand, he got taken over by Paul, who I had the idea.
Let me respond back to your one claim.
Okay, go ahead.
So you said that he was like the Martin Luther King of the time. Jesus came as a suffering servant. The Jewish people, they thought that he would come to rise as king so that he can overthrow the Roman Empire. But even when it comes to his crucifixion, low-key, the gospel is one of the most embarrassing stories. If they're going to think of the gospel, they're not going to say that their king was crucified on the cross. Crucifixion was so embarrassing. It was for the lowest of the low. Even Roman citizens were not even allowed to be crucified because it was so desecrating. Not only that, when they preached the gospel, they had a woman that of all people, a woman go to preach the gospel message because all the men disciples had. How embarrassing is that? Not only that, I mean, you just...
Wait, are you saying it's embarrassing because a woman
No,
is preaching?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying in that time, okay, I'm pro-woman, okay, I'm a woman myself, but I'm saying during that time, like, and then not only that, after the disciples preached the gospel, they're getting crucified and they're getting murdered and martyred for this story. So
she's killing it right now. She's killing it. I don't know. I really admire how she can listen to all this foolishness. It's just foolishness, and like keep a straight face. Like I'm not faking anything when I could not listen to this and not like be mind boggled. Like I would be making the dumb. I don't even think I could collect my thoughts after. It's like a 10v1. If I had 10 atheists in my face spewing stuff, I think I might have to leave. I would have to exit. I'm not gonna be. I know my limits, and it wouldn't be a good environment for me to stay in there. But yo, she's hitting everything on the head. Like she is sharp. She is really sharp, and she's cooking right now. Could learn something from her.
I don't understand how that's like this manifesto Martin Luther King Jr. or by Bernie Sanders, because it was a horrific message.
Also, my fault. My fault. I keep stopping it. I read one of the disciples was his skin was peeled. They filleted him to death. They filleted him to death. You're telling me this person was being skinned alive over the fact that Jesus was crucified on the cross? Yo, if that was a lie, if I'm holding in a lie, you cut me once. Oh, I'm lying. Are you not? Nobody's getting skinned alive over a lie. That was one thing that really sold me. I was like, yeah, ain't nobody getting skinned alive if what they're saying is a lie. Probably some truth to that. Then when you combine all the evidence into one, it gives you the obvious answer. Jesus was crucified and resurrected. That's my Lord right there. I'm telling you, that's my Lord.
That ultimately ended in death for everybody. But it preached one central message that Christ is king and he died, rose, and is going to come back so that we can ultimately be saved.
I would even like to, okay, that's your belief.
It's the truth, babes. It's all historical.
That's your belief.
It's historical.
Because
Okay. No, that's her belief. But I hate when she's trying to minimize it. She's trying to minimize, oh, that's your belief. That's just how you feel. Yes, that's true. But that's also what the evidence points to. It's not just like a believe me, bro type of thing. Look at the evidence and you come to the conclusion that it points to Jesus Christ is our God and our Lord and Savior. I love Jesus, man. I do. I really do love Jesus. He really got tortured to death for us. Yo, what? Like,
if we're talking about truth, there's lots of truth
History
out
books.
there.
I didn't make it up.
We don't even, this is like a minute belief
It's not.
in the vast existence of the universe.
It's minute, but we have AD and BC that documents our entire date system.
And yes, you mentioned a lot of people that have documented this work.
well, she said this is a minute, but
I think I would like to answer your prompt first. I don't believe that just because Jesus existed, that it automatically means that your version of God exists. Humanity is 300,000 years old. This religion and Jesus died 2,000 years ago. So it's hard for me to believe that somebody who died or existed 2,000 years ago in the 300,000 year history of humanity, that is the only evidence that we have that a God exists.
Okay.
My ancestors in the Caribbean and in Africa believed in lots of things, but mostly they believed in what they could see. They believed in taking care of the earth. They believed in taking care of animals, being stewards of their environment. That was God to them.
and they dead, and they dead wrong, and they are dead wrong. The universe ain't God. Jesus Christ is. Oh, let me calm. It's really sad. It's really sad. There's probably just some trauma. There's something in there that happened. Like, oh my, I know she doesn't even mean it like this, but I've done this myself. I'm not just pointing at her like, oh, I've done this myself plenty of times. Yo, Jesus came down and got tortured to death because he loves us that much. And we still tell him, oh, I didn't see it. I need more proof. I need more. You need to do more. He came down and got tortured for us. And we look at him and say, cool, you need to do more though. You need to serve me more. It is so arrogant of us. And I'm not talking about just her. I've done this myself. It's so arrogant of us and evil. And we don't even know it. Half the time we don't even know it. Like, I've done that before, like asking for more proof when I didn't even take the time to even search up the evidence of the crucifixion and resurrection and really even read the Bible. And I'm asking for proof. Like, it's just so arrogant and disrespectful. I do not, and I don't understand how Jesus has so much patience with us. Yo, I do not know how Jesus had so much patience with me. I would have got me out of here if oh, thank the Lord.
And I would never deny them that because that's where I come from, right? But my personal stance on a God existing is also rooted in my reality. I've never had a God speak to me personally. I was raised Christian because of colonization.
Yep, there it goes. There it goes. Yo, I knew it. Yep, she was raised Christian, probably got some church hurt in there. And I'm not mocking that. She probably had some real trauma, probably had some real things going on in her life. But it's a consistent thing. People will let you down. That's why God says one must hate their mother and father and children and spouse. He doesn't literally mean you need to hate them. He's saying we need to keep him at the center because he will never forsake us. He will never let us down. But your mother, your spouse, they will. They will. And he knows that. And that's why he was telling us to keep him at the center. Because if you have your spouse at the center and they let you down, what do you have then? You have nothing. But God will never let you down. Jesus will never let you down. So if you keep him at the center, you will always have something. And a lot of people get let down by Christians and stuff, which it's human. I'm doing this content thing now. Yo, I'll probably release a video in the future where I let y'all down. The people that watch my videos, I might say something wrong. I might say some utter blasphemy. I am not perfect. I will never be perfect. And people tend to equate Christians inadequately. Oh, what did I just do there? I just tried to use a word too big. I don't want to use that word. People try to equate Christians' flaws to Jesus. Like, oh, well, this Christian hurt me. So they kind of get angry at Jesus. Well, no, it was that person's flaw, not Jesus. Just rambled a bit there, but hopefully that makes some sort of sense.
My ancestors were forced to convert to Christianity. They were forced to learn how to read and write because they were considered illiterate. And I have a huge problem with Christians trying to espouse that the fact that Jesus' life was recorded when so many of our ancestors.
First, she said, I got a huge problem with Christians. Good thing, as a Christian, I don't follow Christians. We don't follow Christians. We follow Jesus Christ. And I'm not mad at her. I know she probably, I don't know her life. She probably had some real trauma, some real stuff she went through. I'm not negating it. I'm not denying that. But we don't follow Christians. We follow Jesus. And if you really got to know Jesus, you will see how loving and amazing he is. Don't follow Christians. Don't follow me. Don't follow no Christian. Follow God. Hit the subscribe button though.
It's interesting. So you mentioned about the time aspect, like the world has been here for 300,000 years. Well, we can speculate. I'm not even sure, but whether or not that happened or not.
There is evidence that humanity has existed for
300,000 years. For the
I mean, you're talking about.
Now we care about evidence. But what about all the evidence that points to Jesus Christ was crucified and resurrected? But y'all don't care about that evidence, but now we care about evidence. Yeah. Oh, man.
Recorded history. So I'm just putting the recorded history back to you.
Let me answer. Let's say 300,000 years. Okay. Jesus is eternal. So whether it's 300 years ago or not, he existed before the world existed. And is historical evidence the only way to prove that Jesus is God? No, but that's just for the sake of the prompt. Not only that, you can't say that people who are illiterate can't preserve a message. We have Muhammad who didn't read or write, but a whole Quran was produced. Not only that, the true and living God, if he can stand the test of time, he's going to allow some sort of evidence to be manifested or shown. So I respect that. And for the sake of this argument, it's about historical evidence, which is what we're relying on. So
right, and the historical evidence has been used to persecute and subjugate
absolutely has,
my ancestors.
Yes, I have, which I presented that as well.
Let me let the sister speak.
because it happened didn't mean it's actually right. It actually goes against the Bible. But again, for the sake of the prompt, I'm showing you that because of historical evidence, Jesus Christ is God, and using the Bible is what we are able to see. We're able to see Old Testament prophecies. We have over 300 Old Testament prophecies that have come to pass. We have the documentation.
She cooking. She in a flow state right now, as they say. She in a flow state. She cooking. And that's exactly like that. You can see the hurt. You can see the hurt. She said, and that stuff was used to persecute my ancestors. Jesus Christ that's not what he teaches. He doesn't teach to oppress and destroy people. That's not what he teaches us to do as Christians. Because some Christians may have done it, that doesn't mean they're right. Just because they claim to be Christian just because someone says they're Christian and they may do some evil acts, doesn't mean that that's what Christ teaches and that they're right. And that's why as Christians, brothers and sisters, we have to correct each other. We don't just sit here and affirm everything we do if we're clearly wrong. If I'm ever clearly wrong, I want to be corrected.
Of his crucifixion. We also have the empty tomb. No one can explain where his body went. Can you explain?
Well, I can explain that.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you said so many things that I'd love to respond to, but we're limited for time right now. Well, one of the other things is the Quran. You mentioned the Quran. I would like to remind you that the Quran and the Bible came from the same place.
No, they did not.
Yes,
They
that's
absolutely
the
did
trail
not.
of the
Allah
Abrahamic.
and our true God are not.
She tried to get you almost made me crash with that one. She almost made me crash with that one. I know she didn't say the Quran in the Bible. Oh man, I'm gonna let that one slide. Yeah, that was a good one though. You almost got me with that one. That one was oh, she tried to send me there. You almost got me with that one. Oh Lord.
Not the same, and we completely disagree with that.
And that's fine.
I'm telling
But
you,
that's
you haven't even read the Bible or the Quran. I've studied both.
I will.
I don't know. I'm sorry I really am sorry. How did she keep us straight? She just said the Quran and the Bible came from the same place, and our Christian sister here was able to keep a straight face. What? I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't keep a straight face with that. Like, I would need a glass of water. I need some tea. I need to go on a walk or something, bro. Wow. Like, yo, I really commend this sister right here. I'm not gonna hold you. I really commend this sister because she's cooking. Like, she is cooking. She got her notes. She got that Bible in her hand, and her skin glowing. She cooking, yo.
I mean,
Wait, that's a pretty bold
Like,
statement.
yeah, it's
my
an
apologies.
assumption
If
that a lot of us
if
weren't
I
raised
assumed
Christian and haven't gone to Bible
If I
study.
assume, my apologies. Have you read the Bible in the Quran?
I was raised both Muslim and Christian.
Okay, my apologies for assuming that.
Africa.
Okay, so why do you say that the Bible and the Quran came from the same person?
Because it did. The
How so?
Abrahamic religions have a trail of Judaism and Christianity and Islam, and it's from the Tanakh that the Torah was, which is the laws that the Bible or the Quran are basically created through. And the Quran is supposed to be the more precise version of it. But Christianity was created, yes, thousands of years after Jesus' demise by numerous of scribes and, through a period of time. And so a lot of different people have implemented their own versions of what they want people to believe, of what they want people like you, vulnerable people, that are looking for...
completely.
Yo, she's really trying to say. Oh, she trying to revert all the work Jesus is doing to me. She tried to throw a jab at our sister here. She tried to say that the Quran is more precise, try to say they came from the same place. One of them books came from the devil, and it ain't the Bible. Like, she just trying to hit all the trigger points. She trying to hit all the trigger points.
like strengthened by the Jesus Christ. I'm not.
And
strengthened in any way.
exactly,
So
because-
please don't put that on me because I am not. I'm victorious through Jesus Christ.
Ashe. And I love that for you.
Yeah. So let me respond to your prompt. So you said that the Quran and the Bible are the same. Completely wrong. Muhammad is a false prophet. He came to completely turn people away from Jesus. So even the Quran says that the Bible, I'm just one second. The Quran says that Allah confirms the Torah and the Gospel, but they're also completely a mismatch. So for example, the Quran says that it was only made to appear that Jesus was crucified, but that is contrary to the Bible. So we also hear that Muhammad is the last and final prophet, but Jesus said it is finished. So although it kind of stems from it, it's not the same.
That is so typical.
She is in her flow state right now. Yo, she really in her flow state right now. Yo, I love this sister, yo. Yo, she really cooking. Yo, she really holding it down for the kingdom. I ain't even gonna lie to you. She really cooking right now.
So although it kind of stems from it, it's not the same.
That is so typical, I'm sorry, of Christian dogma that you would deny the existence of.
You'll see her snatch them. Wait, see. Yo, the other old elderly lady was trying to get her to like lift the mic up to her mouth more. And I guess she rendered it as she was trying to take the mic. She did one of these.
That is so typical, I'm sorry, of Christian dogma that you would deny the.
Oh, I didn't even hear what she said. I just did. Hold on.
Of Christian dogma that you would deny the existence of the right to somebody else to believe in their own prophet.
I didn't deny anyone.
And yes, you said
didn't.
Muhammad was a false
He
prophet.
was a false prophet. He existed.
in
but
your mind.
No, according
But to
to the
many
Bible.
people, no.
Okay.
I was raised as an atheist, and my core belief is in science and provable fact. And a lot of the things that you take on faith are completely disproven by scientific fact. And you say there's evidence of, an empty tomb is evidence of nothing.
So where's the
maybe
body?
maybe
They
somebody
ate
wanted,
him.
yeah, maybe somebody wanted the robe.
Used
or
to eat people to gain their
Yikes.
powers. And if
Okay,
they
so what
believed
about
Jesus
it was heavily
powerful, they
guarded? So
ate
how
him.
did they get in there and eat Jesus? You don't know? Just an assumption? Yeah.
We get up to the fact that there was a Jesus, and there was, seems to have been documented from outside sources. You base your opinions only on one document, and you use the other things that you read to justify what you have been taught over and over and over again. There's a huge leap between crucifixion and this fantasy of Jesus flying.
Oh my goodness. Yo, she's speaking so much just foolishness, just blasphemy. Utter foolishness. Oh my goodness. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be real here. Oh, I hate it. I used to be this person, not like towards like so much Christianity. Nah, I wasn't like an atheist. But like I used to be so foolish in my own ego and pride. And yo, when I read the book of Proverbs, I swear to you, Solomon called me a fool like 30 times in that thing. I was like, yo, I was reading that. He was like, I read one day, he was like, a man that's wise in his own eyes. I'm like, I think I'm pretty wise, is a fool. I was like, oh. When I hear all this blasphemy, like, that's why it blows my mind. And it blows my mind, but I can't look at them and like get mad or like look down on them. I can't. Because I used to be this same foolish person. And God had so much grace and patience with me. And I would be spitting in God's face if I turned to other people and didn't try to practice that same grace and patience. But it still blows my mind. I'm not gonna lie. I can't sit here and fake it and act like this is not just utter foolishness going on.
The resurrection, the going up into the sky, and the coming back, all the fantasy. But those things, if you really study, Mesopotamia had many incidences of belief of the virgin birth, of the prophet that was killed. There's many, many things that are documented all over. But your sole belief rests in this one document that you take as absolute truth.
Yeah,
and that's not
I hear
true. You have to study and always leave room that there are other ways to look at things.
Yeah, totally. Just
So ignorant. She is so, I don't know. Oh my goodness. This sister is powerful. How does she keep her cool? What, you keep talking about this one document, and it's like, what it's just so ignorant, because the sister here, I wish I knew her name. I forgot. I'm not good with names. She literally listed multiple sources and different documents and evidence. And they're not listening. They're not listening to understand. They're listening to reply. Because she's saying this one document, when she said Tacitus, Josephus, I'm messing up these names. What else did she say? We got the 4 Gospels. Did I miss anything? She probably said some other stuff. But she said multiple things. And she's like, oh, there's one document. It's just being so, is disingenuous the word? And like, just clearly like misrepresenting her and acting like she's just being foolish when she listed multiple sources. And she can sit here and she powerful, because I don't know how she keeps a straight face. How do you keep a straight face listening to this?
to correct you on that, you said I'm looking at one document. The whole prompt is that there are historical evidence, as I mentioned, that there's Josephus, there's Tacitus, there's Pilate,
But resurrection and all of the fantasy that you have.
Yeah, it's not fantasy, it's
that stuff is
miraculous.
fantasy.
And I'm saying, like, if you think it's fantasy, then explain the empty tomb. Where did the body go?
Who knows?
Yeah, so you have to.
If there was an
Definitely think they
empty
ate
tomb.
him. You still have a ritual of eating the body and blood
Yeah,
of
so
Christ.
that's what I'm saying.
They literally ate people back then. They ate
okay,
black people for
right,
one
so
to
I'm
gain our
saying-
powers.
Yeah, so
So
I'm
if they
saying
thought
the,
Jesus
the
was
tomb
powerful.
was heavily guarded. So who's eating it? Who's
They ate him. They ate him. Oh my. This is what oh, Jesus is coming back soon. I truly believe Jesus is coming back soon. The devil, and I'm not saying she's the devil. The devil is getting desperate, feeding these lies into people's minds. I'm not saying this, that's sister that said that is the devil. She's probably a great person. But that ideology comes from they ate. This is where we're at now. Jesus' tomb was empty, maybe because they ate him. What are we talking about? What? Like you know how far you have to go to come to that? Okay, so there's 2 guards there. There's 2 guards at the tomb. And back then, if someone got through that tomb, through the guards will most likely lose their lives for not holding down their position and not doing their task. So somebody was that hungry, they whooped 2 Roman guards, or 1 Roman guard, I don't know how many, 2 or 1 Roman guard, moved a big old tombstone rock to chow down on Jesus. That's the lot. Like, that's a stretch would be an understatement.
who ate it? Where were the bones? Did they eat the bones too? They fed them pigs? Like, what's going on? Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy that's over. I mean, let me not say it. This is a beautiful video. That sister held it down. I commend you. I don't know how you kept a straight face doing all that foolishness. I don't. Wow, that was powerful. Yo, they said they could have ate Jesus. That is a new one. That is really a new one for me. That is a new one. What? Wow, man. I know a lot of y'all probably haven't make it to the end of the video, but if you did, like and subscribe, please. And remember, follow Jesus, not me, but hit that subscribe button though. That is new. Wow. Wow.